G'day guys, welcome to another edition of 3SSR Footy Hit. I'm John Donohue here again with Peter Seros, and Pete, round 18 part 2 took place over the weekend. Started with your mob on Friday night, and it seemed like Mike Tyson.
4 games.
Seemed like Mike Tyson was playing as well.
4 games in a row.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was provoked.
Mike Tyson was playing for the Tigers.
It was provoked. Cox hit him first. Big Sad Vickery did the knockout blow. So,
but talk us through this. You must be happy with the Tigers.
I am thrilled.
Although it is a little bit late.
It is a bit late.
They waited a bit late to get this streak going, but I didn't even tip. I tipped West Coast last week.
So I tipped West Coast as well. Credit to Dustin Martin, who had a thrilling game. He's had a thrilling season. I reckon he's going to come first in our best and fairest.
Brandon Ellis was good as well with 27.
He was. We played a fantastic game of football all day. It was a 4-quarter effort, and congratulations on their 4th win in a row. I'm thrilled to be a Richmond supporter again.
Is it I haven't looked at the ladder. Is it mathematically possible that Richmond can make it?
It is mathematically possible.
Stuff just has to go their way. Probably Collingwood losing on the weekend maybe helped.
Collingwood losing on the weekend was fantastic. If the chance is still alive, it's not really.
We'll get back to that game in a bit.
Kind of is, but we have to win the rest of the games of the year.
Well,
basically. And I think we got GWS this week or something. So it's
they're no walkover.
They're not a walkover, but we've got a pretty good record against them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Tigers are in some seriously good form at the moment, and let's hope they keep going. Now, your favourite team to tip, and I think we both tipped against them this week, though.
No, I tipped them.
Did you tip Brisbane?
I tipped Brisbane to win.
Okay, righto. The Gold Coast lost. They had absolutely no idea what to do there.
I'm a bit surprised.
They were rubbish.
I was hoping...
They have not won a game without Gary Ablett.
I know they haven't won a game without Gary, but I was hoping that players like Swallow, Prestia, O'Meara, all of these guys that I've been trying and wanting to get up. I've been wanting these guys to dominate and show that they have more potential than what they've been showing. They're not just Gary Ablett's second men, if you know what I mean. But unfortunately, they're not doing very well. And
I think
Piers Hanley had 45 disposals and Tom Rockcliffe 47.
So they're a formidable duo, aren't they?
I've never seen 2 players in one game get over 40 disposals.
Really?
I don't think I have.
I might have seen it once or twice, but it's definitely rare, and
it's very rare.
It just shows how much space and time the Brisbane players had. And
for the same team, though.
I think it was in the first quarter. The Gold Coast had 1 mark and 40 disposals in the first quarter, and it's the lowest stats ever recorded.
It's pretty poor. Very
poor performance without Gary Ablett, but I worry now because they play St Kilda next week and they'll probably come out and flog us now with a point to prove.
Most likely.
Yeah, well, the game of the round Saturday night. This was a belter, wasn't it? Swans up 23.
Who was right?
You did
Who
tip.
was right?
I'll give you that. You did tip a couple teams better than me this week.
Did.
I think you were. I think you tipped 3 or something, and I tipped 2.
I got all 4.
Oh, you got 4?
I got all 4. Oh, no, I got 3. I tipped West Coast.
Yeah. So I must have got 2 then in the end. But
you did.
Look, I genuinely...
You got 1.
No, well, I tipped... Yeah, you're right. I got Adelaide. I got Adelaide. Yeah, there you go. So I got 1. That's all right, mate. You've got a bit of making up to do anyway. So
I do.
But look, the Hawks. Full credit to them. They showed how good a team they are. And look, this will probably be the grand final. I would have thought.
I think it is going to be the grand final. I don't know if it necessarily shows in the grand final. I know that a few years back, Collingwood beat Geelong the last time they played, and then Geelong beat them in the grand final. You never really know what happens. It's going to be a tough game regardless.
The old heads stood tall for the Hawks. Lewis, Mitchell, Hodge, 35, 32 and 28 between them. Very good performance. Josh Kennedy was down on his usual output with 25 disposals. And Grant Birchall was great for the Hawks with 24 as well. So, look, both sides... Nothing bad about the Swans. They just can't win in Melbourne is the only thing, but they'll regroup and bounce back.
Considering the grand finals in Melbourne, it could be a problem.
Yeah, you would think that, but we'll see how we go. Now we both tipped Adelaide in this one. We were pretty confident about it, and it turned out to be a really good game, didn't it?
It was a very good game. I was at the game.
You were. How was the atmosphere?
The atmosphere was. It was pretty. Look, let's just say if you're a Collingwood supporter, if the umpire makes a decision and it's not a Collingwood's free kick, it's a bad decision.
Yeah, it's always a bad decision.
I was there, and I swear, I don't think I've ever seen Collingwood fans louder and more obnoxious. They were really bad this time. Because I was sitting in the Collingwood grandstand.
They wanted it more, and they were going to do anything they could to get it.
I was sitting in the grandstand, and I've never seen them so really they were really heated up this time round.
Yeah.
And I just haven't seen them that passionate about it in a very long time. And they didn't get the points.
Good news for Adelaide is Paddy Dangerfield. He went down there in the last quarter, clutching his knee. They thought there was a bit of damage. There wasn't. He'll play. He'll be right to play out the rest of the season. I think it was just a bit of a bruise or something like that. But him and I thought Rory Sloane was quite good as well.
Yeah, he was.
With these last quarter heroics, kicked a very nice goal.
I think Taylor Walker played a very
Taylor Walker
game.
was a very good contributor.
I don't recognise him without his mullet.
Yeah. You don't know which one he is.
I was sitting there going, 13 looks pretty good. Oh, that's Taylor Walker. You know, it just took me a little while before it clicked because I'm so used to seeing the mullet.
Absolutely. Now that was a good round, but it was split in two. We got no more buys for the rest of the year. It's smooth sailing until finals. Thursday night footy's back this week.
That's
Carlton
right.
and Freo in Perth. Freo will need to bounce back after the dismal performance 2 weeks ago against St Kilda.
Freo about 100 points.
You think? Really?
Like
Carlton are playing some better footy.
Yeah, but no.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think Freo have a lot to prove. I don't think they'll win by that much. I think it'll be Freo comfortably
Like if Freo win by 100 points.
I think it'll be Freo comfortably though by not 100, by 30 odd. 30 odd. You've got 100 in my head, and I think that's just stupid, by the way. Sydney go back to the SCG on Friday night to take on the Bombers. Crucial game for the Bombers. They'll need to get the points in this one if they really want to entrench themselves in the 8. Can't see them doing it at the SCG, small enclosed spaces. I think the Swans play it really well.
Sydney are going to be a bit hurt after last week's narrow loss to Hawthorn. I think they'll bounce back pretty hard as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, crucial match again for Adelaide. If they want to keep going into the finals, they'll have to beat West Coast. It helps it's at the Adelaide Oval. I think they'll get the job done. As we said last week, I think Adelaide they're a classy team. They timed their run well. They were 0-3 and timed it well. I think they've won 9 out of the last 11 or something like that. So they've done really well, and I think they'll get the job done here.
I think they'll win as well. West Coast haven't been in the best of form as of late, and I think they'll get the job done.
Now, last time these two played, Jack Rewalt kicked 11 goals. Richmond GWS. Can he do it again?
I reckon he'll do it again, and we're going to win. We're going to win. No, I don't actually know. GWS have been a pretty good side. They did just lose to Geelong, I think
7
it was,
points.
by 7 points the other week. Richmond, they've been in really good form as well. Both teams are in good form. Both teams most likely aren't going to make the 8. It's going to be a great match. I'm going to back my team, but only just.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Richmond. I think it'll be a good close encounter, but I think Richmond are gelling as a unit. They're finding a bit of form, and their best players are back in some good form with Deledio, Koch, and Ivan Maric as well. So I think Richmond will get the job done quite easily in the end. St Kilda travel up to the Gold Coast to play the Suns. Suns really need this win if they want to try and bounce back into the finals, and I think they'll get it done quite easily here against my mob. Even though we got the good win last week, I think the
good win, your only highlight since the 1966 final. But no, I don't think you're going to win.
No, I don't think we're going to win.
I think they're going to bounce back.
They're a good side, but without Ablett, they are a little bit shaky. So we'll see. We'll see how they go on Saturday night. North Melbourne v Geelong. Now North Melbourne, this is turning out to be a good round. Very crucial for some of these teams to start winning. And if North Melbourne really want to get into that top 5, top 4, they need to beat Geelong, and I think they might.
I think Geelong are a little bit under the radar at the moment. Not many people are noticing how good they are, and they're a really good side. And they've been a really good side for a long time, obviously. North Melbourne, they've been really inconsistent, but they did have a pretty poor loss the other day, so I'm assuming that they're going to win this time.
I'm going to tip North Melbourne as well, just because I think the Cats they're going smoothly, but there is a few flaws in their game, I think. Now, you're bold enough to tip the Brisbane Lions at Etihad Stadium against Melbourne, because I'm tipping Melbourne.
I'm tipping the Lions. I think the Lions are going to win quite comfortably. They showed really good form against Gold Coast. Melbourne have been in good form this year. Credit to them, but I don't know. I think Brisbane have really improved. I really like the Lions. And I'm not just tipping it because I've gotten lucky a few times this year. I actually genuinely think the Lions can get over them.
They've been that one team that pulled through for you every time you've
tipped
really
them,
haven't they?
They have. Richmond haven't been.
They're making me look like an absolute fool, aren't they?
They've done it 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
I've not tipped them once this year, and every time I've tipped them a couple of times, and every time I have, they've lost.
Yeah, and every time I have, they've won. So
there you go. But we'll see how that one works out.
One loss where they lost by about 100 points, and
yeah.
I thought, well,
that was probably against Port. I think it was against Port.
My luck ran out there.
I knew you were being stupid that week. Hawthorn are taking on the Western Bulldogs, and I think the Hawks, coming off their impressive win against the Swans, will get the job done here quite easily at Aurora. down there in Tasmania.
Yeah, they had a good win against Sydney, and I can't see them losing this one, especially after what they did to the Swans. We'll have to see who the ins and outs are.
Their big names are firing.
But
Their big names are firing. Their forward line gels quite well. Isaac Smith's a very good player, so I'm sure that he'll get a bit of attention on the weekend. The final game, crucial for Collingwood, who finally are out of the 8. Praise the Lord. It's good to see an 8 without Collingwood for once, and let Eddie stew in that for a little while, I think. But they need this against Port Adelaide, and can Port Adelaide bounce back is the question.
Port Adelaide need this as well.
Yeah.
Collingwood haven't been in the best of form. Neither have Port Adelaide. They did beat, I think Port Adelaide won the last time round. They also beat them in the finals last year.
There's a lot to play for in this game for both sides.
It is. I'm going to tip Port, but only just. I think it's going to be a very close game. It's going to be a very hard game, like Adelaide.
Collingwood, Collingwood came out firing against Adelaide a bit, but they fell away. There's a lot of flaws in their game, and I'm tipping Port as well. I think Port are going to have a good. I think
one of the major flaws in their game is they're not kicking more goals than the other team.
Correct.
I think they need to get a higher score.
Correct.
To win the game.
I think that's the flaw that they got. That's basic.
I think that's what they got to fix. They got to get a little bit of a higher score against the other team.
That's a fundamental of football. I
think it is. But if they fix that flaw, they're going to win a lot of games.
Well, it's all about the avenues to goal, and they're not finding that. So we'll see how they go. Though they could come out and produce something magical, but I think the power. They haven't had a great month, and they've got a lot to prove, so they might win this one. That's all we've got for this week, though.
Right.
Remember to tune in Thursday mornings as well on SYN 90.7, our new show, 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. Tune into that. Keep watching the YouTube channel, and good luck to your team this week.